Hi, guys. Welcome to Threads Podcast, Life Unfiltered. Thank you so much for joining us. We have another interview, and it's, Megan Dineff.
Said it right.
Whoa. One of the few.
One
Dineff,
of the few.
Dineff.
There you go. That's it.
My name gets slaughtered too. They say, what's your name? I say, Jason Peary, and they're like, huh? I'm like, T like in Tom. So like, because they think Jason Peary.
Peary?
Yeah, because it sounds like that over the phone. Yeah.
Literally our entire lives, our families have lived down the street from each other. And I did not know until I started listening to your podcast how you guys said your last name.
Everyone in my family says it different.
So you guys have history, clearly.
Yeah. Well, let's back up.
We don't have actual history. It's not like that.
Not like that. We should bring that up, though. I have stories from history of me. It had nothing to do with Megan, but it has to do with me. But anyways, so yeah, we're trying to bring interesting people, no pressure, on the podcast. Just people that have cool stories. And Megan, this is going to be hard. So I have a wife, Megan, as everyone knows, and
a sister,
Megan. Sister Megan and Megan in studio spell their name the same. My wife spells it the Irish way, apparently. I don't know. Meaghan.
Mine's the easy way.
It is the easy way.
Certainly is.
Easy way. So, we kind of grew up together, and we're involved in another podcast as her company or company she works for is a sponsor. So we just and we love Eric. Mm-hmm. And so we've kind of just intertwined and kind of built this relationship. And
it's pretty cool.
We've kind of chatted outside of stuff about life and family. And so I thought, you know what a good opportunity to sit down and just be able to tell your story, whether it doesn't have to be a crazy story. It doesn't have to be, it's just,
it's you.
It's you. And that's enough. Like, I love talking to people. I love hearing their story and finding out like, oh, that's really neat. Or, ooh, that sucks. I'm sorry. You have to deal with that. Those kind of things. So
you don't strike me as the mechanic employee type.
Well, I don't know anything about cars.
That's cool.
But I know how to take care of people, and that's my job.
And you do good at it, apparently. So awesome.
I took care of Jason when he cried paying his bill.
Well, my bill that was pretty sizable. You don't see a lot of those, I bet.
We do.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
It's unfortunate.
That's the biggest bill I've ever paid in my life for a car repair.
We know people don't just so everybody knows, I work for Ervines Auto Repair.
Yeah.
I would love to help you when you're crying about your car, too. I talk to a lot of distressed people on the phone. People are never happy to call me.
Oh, I know. Kidding.
It's like calling the dentist. So it's my job to make people feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And I can read people. That's
a gift.
The gift of my ADD is I can really read people. I can relate to people. I get moms on the phone crying and they have kids, and I can be like, wait, I have a free loaner car for you. You can still get your kids to school.
Yeah.
I can help you.
Yeah.
Billy's got to get to soccer practice.
And you know what? If you can get rid of your kid for an hour and let them run off some energy, that is important.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I don't know a lot about cars unless we're talking about hybrids, specifically Toyota hybrids. But I know people.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, we talked about on the other podcast just how important the role she plays in social media and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
we'll talk about that a little later. So tell me about you. You don't have to tell me how old you are. I know, but how many kids you have? You're married. You live in Jenison, really close to your parents.
I do.
My parents live, or my dad lives. Yeah. So
I am married to Brian. He's fantastic. Every day, he's fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah, I left for a while today and came back and my house was clean.
What?
Damn.
Yes, he put a new faucet in the sink yesterday because ours was bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know how many times he called my dad to ask for some guidance. We're learning.
Yeah.
We've never owned a house before, so we got to learn.
Yeah.
I hear you there.
But my dad didn't come over, which is an improvement because
Awesome.
a lot of times we need some hands-on help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or YouTube.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't always do great, but
kitchen faucet.
Kitchen faucet.
Okay. Those are tricky.
I had Nolte help me do mine. I was like, Nolte, read these instructions. I don't know how to do it. I'm terrible with mechanical stuff.
No,
terrible.
It's not my thing either,
I can't picture the things. I can't picture it 3D in my head.
No,
so
putting it all together in your brain isn't.
When you're putting something together and you're seeing it 2D like this, I'm like,
doesn't make sense.
No.
Yes.
I'm the struggle bus. So
Brian's awesome. We've been married. We got married in 2008.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. And We have 2 kids. Bryson is 9 and Hayden is 6. Just like
Thank
to
you
put
for
that out there.
clarifying.
Yes.
Really? I think of that as a girl.
There's a lot of boy Haydens.
Really?
Yeah, when I hear Hayden, I think boy.
Well, and I thought I was on bed rest with her, very strict bed rest, and I was watching a lot of Coach. Remember the show Coach?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Hayden Fox was the coach, and then I was like, Brian, what about the name Hayden? And he's like, Hayden Panettiere, and I was like, okay,
That works.
Like,
Oh, and she
yeah.
was from Heroes.
Heroes. She was a cheerleader.
Wasn't she an alien cheerleader or something? I didn't ever watch it.
Was she on Friday Night Lights?
Yes.
Okay, I never watched that show, but I only know her.
I watched Heroes. That's where I know her from.
That's where I know her from. Did you ever watch Heroes?
But Brian did.
How did we not know that we both watched Heroes?
Did you like it?
I loved it.
So Ben and I, as you know, if you listen to Threads, we don't have a lot in common.
I wish I would have just taken a picture of the light in both of your eyes while you were looking at each other.
Oh, yeah. It's a rare thing that we have something in common.
Yeah, because like our music tastes are different.
Completely different.
Yeah, no, I loved Heroes.
It was awesome.
That little Asian guy, what was his name?
Oh, yeah.
No, that was
Hiro Nagashimi?
I don't something. I don't know. Sorry, we're like having a moment
That's cool.
over here.
It's a totally
I'm happy to be here for
geeked
it.
out, nerdy show. I'm
I know.
surprised you like it.
I loved it. I don't know why. I'm not a huge sci-fi guy. But anyways, how do we get? Oh, Hayden.
Yeah, Hayden's a girl.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. So we're in the thick of elementary school.
Yes.
We have a cat named Jake and
Okay.
a dog named Callie.
Callie.
So that is our family.
It's like a husky, right? Ish.
She's a Pomsky. She's a Pomeranian Husky mix.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Yeah.
Is that like a luxury breed or?
Designer breed.
She's just so. My sister-in-law had one, and we were visiting in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Visiting the family, and I was like, I just need a dog like this.
Yeah.
She's like, funny story. You can have one today. And I was like,
What?
And I was like, okay.
You took one home that day?
Yes.
Today. Wow.
My husband
You
was.
weren't expecting it?
Brian is so tolerant.
He must be, man.
He's got a good soul, huh?
And I happened to have just gotten a bonus because I had my car wrapped. It wasn't really a bonus, but like,
yeah.
I was like, pay me to be your billboard.
Yeah.
That's not a loaner car that I pulled up in. Like, that's my car.
Oh, that's yours?
That's mine.
Oh,
That's my
okay.
ride. So, yeah.
It says growing up as hybrid all over it.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
So I can't drive like a jerk, but it paid for Callie.
Oh, well, that's
Nice.
cool.
Yes.
That's super
So,
cool.
yeah.
So you've been married since 2008, a couple of kids. What about, growing up? Obviously, you grew up 2 doors down, but we have quite a bit of an age difference. And you went to Jenison High School?
Yep.
Okay, so, my sisters went to Unity, but
Yep.
it's still kind of intermixed some ways.
Yes. Well, and some of my favorite times playing were with Nicole
Okay.
because she was wild.
Yeah, she's...
And so was I.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys get in some trouble?
No,
No.
we just had so much fun.
I have yet to meet her.
My sister Nicole?
Yeah.
She was far away.
Yeah, she's far away in more ways than one, so she's a cool cat. Like
She is.
She's very interesting, very smart. Yeah.
But
Always going through some shit, but that's another topic for another day.
that's what
But
we do,
anyways,
right?
Yeah, so you guys used to have fun
Yeah.
together and terrorize the neighborhood.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
not a ton, but like I have very good memories of
Well, that's good to
all
hear.
of us being together. So
That's good to hear.
I have nothing to complain about. I am blessed beyond measure with my family.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah. So my mom had me with a previous marriage. So I was born out in California
Oh, wow.
at the Air Force Base that Megan was at.
Yes, that was not Andrews.
No, Travis.
Travis. Air
Travis.
Force. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
where I was born. And that was, I believe, to be a very abusive and alcoholic. My biological father was an alcoholic.
Okay.
So my mom was like, let's go.
Peace out.
Yep. So when she met my dad on a blind date,
Okay.
and which is awesome. And they got married.
Those almost never work out. The blind dates.
I mean,
It's
You
a cool
wouldn't think
story
so.
that
Yeah.
they do. It's like Tinder for in the 80s.
Well, if it's... Yeah.
it was.
I mean, like, how does that even
It
like
was
some friend
my
knows?
dad's sister-in-law and one of their friends.
Okay.
Just
The matchmaker
Told
me
stuff
not to
actually
hit that.
works pretty well.
The what?
Matchmaker stuff. Like when friends are like, oh, you should meet this person.
How did Oh yeah.
The blind date stuff.
Yeah.
That
that's
works
true
pretty
because
good.
Brian and I set our best friends or like some of our very good friends up and they're married and have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My wife, or not my wife, my mom, very different.
That was weird.
I
Freudian
know.
slip. His mom's kind of hot, by the way.
Oh my gosh, would you stop?
He hates it when I say that.
Well, anyway, my parents, my mom's one of her really good friends. She paired up with one of my dad's really good friends, and same thing. They got married, and
That's cool.
50 years later, they're still married.
I mean, I guess your friends would know
Right.
what
They
you
know
like. I mean, so.
Yeah.
So they hook up, they get married.
Dad adopts me.
Aw.
that's so cool.
Yeah, I became a Carlson right
Okay.
then. Never looked back on that.
Yeah.
My kids don't know that. So if anybody sees my kids, it's not that I'm hiding it.
They're not It's ready
just
to
not-
know.
And it's
They're
just
kinda
not
young.
relevant.
Well,
like
they're-
it's just,
You will tell them, right? Or
Yeah.
no? Oh.
but it just doesn't come up. We don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
right?
my dad. He's
Yeah, it
been
was-
around forever.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I'm very grateful that my mom has good taste.
Indeed.
So, and then I have a sister named Ashley, and those three are some of my best friends.
Okay.
Like my family is close.
So Ashley is from Eric and Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we used to get in fights when we were little. And she's like, Mom and Dad like me better. And I'm like, well, Dad picked me and he got stuck with you.
Oh, that's such
That's
a
so
burn.
And I
good.
still like saying it.
That's so awesome.
I like that. That's awesome.
My dad thinks it's pretty funny too.
It is
so.
funny.
We get a lot of people at work because I work with my parents.
Yeah.
Tell us that we look alike. And we just smile and we're like, thanks.
You know, I think that happens.
It
I think
does.
that. I mean, you and Miracle might struggle with that a little bit because Miracle's black.
Yeah,
but,
there's that.
but I mean, Stefan, like I'm like
He looks like my kid.
he does look
When
like
we
your
go to
kids.
get our haircuts, like the stylist or barber, I'm so bougie. The
The
stylist.
stylist, that is bougie. Well, I go
the
to
great clip stylist.
wait. I go to a beard barber, so who's the bougie one?
That's true. But she'll sit him down and she'll be like, "Oh, you've got hair just like your dad's."
Yep, that's
And
the
I'm
kind of
like,
that's the kind of stuff that I get.
That's
Okay.
so cool.
It's great.
Yeah, but I feel like that's part of it because it's not just how you look; it's just how you
How we talk,
act and
yeah.
how you talk. Like you're around each other all the time. So
Mhm.
that's a cool story. I have to ask: do you? What about your biological father?
Yeah.
Just don't know. Don't know where he is, or
No.
don't
I'm-
care.
do you know
Right.
who he is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I mean, he was married to my mom.
Well,
And
yeah.
that was never something that was hidden from me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I don't have a drive to search that out.
And
I have a really good thing.
yeah,
I am
seriously.
I am so blessed with what I have.
right.
Sure.
I do have siblings on that side that have tried to get in contact with me.
So like half.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Should they need like bone marrow?
Right.
Like I'm
Right.
in. Unfortunately, if it's just the person, yeah, like I would be willing to know you. But there comes a lot of people with one person.
It's
Yeah.
true. There
So-
does.
And you were so. I mean, how young were you when like
I mean,
tiny?
Yeah,
So
little.
there's no relationship there.
none.
So yeah, I was just curious. I would just be curious
Yeah.
just to know.
Yeah, when you live with it long enough.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
You just,
It's been long.
my cup is full. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Totally get it. So yeah, you grew up in Jenison. Did you go to college?
Yes.
Okay.
I had a really good time at Grand Valley for a long time without getting a degree. I should be a doctor.
Really?
Yes. And actually, after after both kids were born, I actually finished up my degree at the prestigious University of Phoenix.
Okay.
I
Oh,
am
boy.
a Phoenix.
Awesome.
My grandma felt like that was a really important thing, so she kind of shoved me towards it.
Okay.
I hate school. It was the worst. And there were way less parties.
At University of
At
Phoenix?
University of Phoenix.
Yeah.
They're online parties.
It's kind of lame. The online parties. Yeah.
So now I have a degree that
There you go.
I don't really use.
What, like business management?
No, that would have been useful, right?
Well, is yours any more useless than youth ministry and you don't work at a church?
No, 0% less useless than that. But it's in nonprofit administration.
No.
I wanted to work in nonprofits. That's
Well,
something that drives
You've got
me
the
is helping
administration
others.
piece.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like that helps.
Yeah.
I mean,
For sure.
running it's not yours, obviously, it's for profit, but I mean, it's still
Yeah,
a
we
lot
are
of,
not striving to be a nonprofit.
right. But it's still, I mean,
Is that a thing? Like, are there nonprofit garages? Just curious.
I know we have done work for churches.
Hmm.
yeah.
I don't know about, I'm sure there is
Yeah.
somewhere. There has to be.
You could start one. There you go. Use your degree.
My plate is full, and I'm working on saying no.
Isn't that hard?
Yes,
It's the
because I
hardest
want
thing.
to do everything.
I know, like,
And people obviously really need me.
I stepped down from a committee and I felt like dog shit. Like, I just like, I can't do it anymore. I lost the drive for it, and I stayed on longer than I should have.
Yep.
And it's cool. Like, I still financially help them, but I'm just like, I'm out. And
Once you lose your passion, it's time to get out and let somebody else with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the chemistry kind of changed, and it's just like, not that I'm, Ben always gives me a hard time because, when you don't, I'm sure you heard, like, we had that fight about donating money, and he's like, you do it just to get the, get to feel good. I'm like, yeah, that's part of it. Why do you think I help on committees? Yeah, because I'm interested in the charity, and I want to feel good about myself.
And it makes us feel good to make a difference.
Yeah,
it does.
It's like that's not my only goal when I help or donate money. But
That's fair.
I mean, I don't go around telling people, my whatever my charity budget is. Like, if I did that, then that would be trying to self-serve
For sure.
Or make people feel better about themselves. If yours is down here and other
That's
people's
true. That's true.
Look at you just looking out for other people.
I know. I'm just such a selfless man, aren't I, Ben?
I mean, so selfless. Well, on that note, not really.
Asking
So
for
you
money.
told us about your husband, Brian.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet?
We met in a bar.
All
Really?
right.
Yes.
Like, is that the story? Is there a story? I feel like you have something to say about that.
My dad's going to listen to this,
Oh.
so I'm done. We met in a bar.
Okay. That's cool. That's cool.
We met in a bar. I was with my friend Katie. It was at Jermaine O'Neal's bar in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Who's Jermaine O'Neal?
He played for the Pacers.
Oh, yeah.
The only reason I know who he is because I went to his bar. It's called
Okay.
Club 7.
I thought you were hip.
No. I grew up in Jenison.
I know. Unfortunately, not a lot of diversity in Jenison in the 80s.
Really?
I drive a Prius.
Yeah,
I was born in California, though. Come on now.
that's
There,
true.
you do have that going
Yes.
for you.
So my friend and I went to this bar, and we walked in, and it was not white people.
Oh,
But we also did not want to turn around and walk back out and look like we didn't want to be there
Right.
because
Right.
of who was there.
yeah.
So there are 4 floors in this bar.
Oh, wow.
We
A big
just kept
bar.
climbing the stairs. We just kept climbing. And then we got to the top that was kind of empty. And there were some guys over there. And we were like, all right, let's hang here for a minute.
Yeah.
It was Brian, his brother, a couple friends. And his friend was doing a radio promotion or something. And we went to the bar. And we were standing there. We couldn't get anybody's attention. Brian leaned on the bar. So I'm here. My friend Katie's here. Brian's here. He points at the bartender with money and then points at us with a $5 bill. Like, get them first.
Yeah.
Except,
$5.
well, he was going to buy his drink.
Oh,
So you're on the same page as Katie and I.
yeah.
Because I looked at Katie and I said, $5 isn't going to buy our drinks.
Right. It's like, what are we buying here? Pabst Blue Ribbon?
And she looked at him and she goes, $5 isn't going to buy our drinks. And he goes, I'm not buying you drinks. And that's the first thing my husband ever said to me.
Oh,
And he's just an amazing guy.
That's so
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, I was on the same. I was like, $5. I ain't going to do jack.
Seriously.
Yeah. So then we spent the rest of the night going to different bars and like all
Okay.
hanging out together. It was good. And
Oh.
I met his little sisters the next day
Oh, wow.
and his grandma because it was a whole thing. Like we had a cookout.
This happened quick.
Yes.
So why were you in Indy then?
Because my best friend from Grand Valley lived there.
Okay, so you just
Ah.
like, I need to get
Yeah.
out of Michigan. I'm going to go down there.
Actually, yeah. Do you want a little deep?
Here at the Threads podcast, we value mental health and we like to peer pressure our listeners into getting help. And what's so exciting about that is we now have a sponsor who believes in our show and has offered to sponsor us. I got to give a quick shout out to BetterHelp.com. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P.
BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
You can start communicating with them in less than 24 hours.
It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It's professional counseling done securely online.
There happens to be a broad range of expertise among BetterHelp's counselor network, and you may not even have access to something like that in your local market.
The service is available for clients worldwide.
And you can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor.
You'll get timely and thoughtful responses, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in those uncomfortable waiting rooms as you do with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed.
It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available.
BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today.
Visit their website and read their testimonials that are posted daily at betterhelp.com/reviews. That's betterhelp.com/reviews.
Yeah, so all you got to do is go to betterhelp.com/threads. That's betterhelp.com/threads. And you can join the over 700,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
For Threads listeners, we have a special offer. You can get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/threads. That's betterhelp.com/threads. So go check it out. Get your 10% off. Get started in therapy.
You can do it. Sure.
So-
we can
This is
do
what
deep.
this show is about.
So I had actually just come off of an inpatient stint at Pine Rest
Okay.
to deal with my anxiety.
All right.
Oh, wow.
And that's something not a lot of people know and that I don't brag about, but
Yeah.
I needed
Well,
help and I got it. And then
yeah.
I got way over medicated,
Ooh.
which prolonged the entire situation.
Oh, yeah.
So my parents' life was hell
Mm.
for a couple months.
Was that after
Jeez.
college? Well,
During
after
college.
the Grand Valley? Oh,
It was during Grand Valley.
Okay.
So I stopped going to school that semester.
Okay.
Like they had to move me out of my apartment.
Oh,
Wow.
Like, I wasn't there for any of it, but like my roommates packed everything up. Anyways, whole thing. Anxiety sucks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you gotta deal with it.
Yeah.
For
Otherwise
sure.
it builds up, and even though you seem fine because you're a happy person and you're putting on a front,
Yeah.
it's gonna take you down.
Yep.
So I had just kind of gotten done with all of this crap, had gotten off the medicine that had just had me a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents, I asked if I could go to Indy because I was back at home with them.
Sure.
And obviously under their care.
Yeah.
And I was back at the point where I had to ask permission to go do stuff. I
Huh.
think. I don't remember totally well.
It's just respect. Probably a respect thing. Like,
well, I mean, they, right.
you're
and they,
living with them. You're like,
and they like took care of me
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some bad stuff.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, can I go to Katie's? And they were like, yeah, please go. And they trust Katie. Like
okay.
she came and visited me in the hospital
All right.
and like,
Wow.
So-
That's awesome.
and then we went and got drunk.
Well, yeah. That's
Well-
what friends do.
Right. Yes. That's mental health. That's good for your mental health. And yeah, so I was down visiting her
Okay.
and then I met Brian.
So you went down there you met him on a visit, like a long-term visit?
No, just like I'm going to
Just
go see my
hanging
friend for
out.
the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, and you met him that night?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's sweet.
On a Friday night. And then we were there Saturday and Sunday. And I think I actually even stayed longer because I didn't have any obligations.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's a cool, that's like a
Yeah.
meant to be kind of thing. Because,
I truly think it's a God thing.
yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what are the chances that, you had gone through this and you're like, I just look
Yeah.
at things, how they line up. I'm
No
like,
kidding.
You
Yeah.
never, I mean, it's not like you were in the same city.
No. Yeah. There's a good chance. Like, there's no reason for us to ever have met.
meet. Yeah.
Right?
So
Wow.
So how did he end up here? You're like,
Yeah.
well, we got married. We lived there.
okay.
We had Bryson.
okay.
And I really wanted to be here.
Aw.
So we moved back home.
He was
Okay.
supportive
So-
of that. That's awesome.
He was. I think it was probably hard for him, but I was like, I've
Yeah.
been here for this many years. Like, let's try.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
So what does he do?
he works. He's a he works for Farmers Insurance.
Okay.
I just found out he switched jobs not too long ago, and
Oh.
I didn't know
Oh.
because he works from home in the basement.
Ah,
So like he puts on pajama pants and goes to work.
Oh, that's awesome.
sounds amazing.
Oh, it's great. It's wonderful.
it's like
'Cause
the
if I have a sick
introvert's
kid,
dream.
Yeah.
he can sort of deal with it. Not,
Yes.
Right.
not
I mean,
totally, but
he's still got to work, but
Right.
like in a pinch, he can
yeah.
sub in for a few
So
hours.
he deals with the really messed up accounts.
Mm.
Like when things are a real problem, something about executive escalations.
Whatever.
He fixes problems.
Yeah.
So he takes the stressful stuff.
Yes,
It's
he
problem
deals with
solver.
very upset people,
Ah,
Okay.
and he deals with them well.
Okay.
that's
So,
awesome.
yeah,
So how long has he worked at home? Like, has that been for a long time?
for about 3 years, maybe
Okay.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah. I don't know if I could handle that.
I'd
Well-
love it.
So I've been told I'm allowed to talk about this. He also has an anxiety disorder. I did
Okay.
ask what I could talk about. He's like, meh. you're
Yeah.
good. And I was like,
Yeah.
let's
All
really
right.
talk about this and make sure you're
Right.
good.
Yeah, for sure.
But he would start to have panic attacks, and he is in a call center.
Oh,
And there
yeah.
are hundreds of people all around him. Well, when you're starting to have a panic attack and you think everybody's going to look at
Yeah.
you,
Right.
like it just makes it worse. Since he has been working from home,
No problem.
no problems. He also like has a sleep apnea mask now, and I think he wasn't sleeping well, but
Yeah.
like anxiety is so much better.
Yeah.
That's great.
Ben's the person to talk about anxiety. I mean, Megan, my wife, has had some anxiety attacks, and I just don't understand it. Like I have like asshole attacks where I'm like things are stressing me out, and I just respond in anger instead
Yes.
of like that anxiety
I
panic
might-
attack thing.
I might argue that that's anxiety.
I'm sure it. Well, I feel like anxiety is a broad term, but then
Yeah.
there's the specific like
Anger.
well with Brian and you and maybe Ben, that it's just more of this. It's logically, this is not going to happen, whatever it is,
Mhm.
but you can't tell your brain to stop.
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't have control.
Right. Yeah. And I sometimes I have a hard time when she was going through this, and I felt like a bad husband, but I was just like, it's fine. Like,
Ooh, yeah, don't say that again.
I
That's
know.
probably the worst word you can
I
tell
know.
somebody.
I've learned. I'm like, it's going to be okay. Like, we're good. This is not going to happen. And you know what I mean? So, not that she was doing that to me, but I mean, like, this is not helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But if you don't deal with it, you don't know.
I know.
So
And she's never had it before. I don't know what triggered it, but, and she's better now, but still like has trouble even drinking alcohol because she wants to be in control. She doesn't want to have the action of being out of control.
Oh.
So
I get that.
it's interesting, but
How many times do you think I've been drunk?
1.
0.
I'm a little hungover right now.
Are you?
This is life unfiltered.
Yeah. Hey, you look pretty good for being hungover
I
then.
went to church and everything.
Yeah, I mean-
Awesome. You did better than I did this morning.
If you're a little hungover, you're getting old because it's 6:47 in the PM when we're recording
I don't
this.
feel terrible.
you got to go to
But,
work
like,
tomorrow.
I'll probably still have a headache tomorrow.
I can't drink anymore. Like,
I didn't even have that much, just
Yeah.
to be clear.
I feel like if you're not super hydrated before, as like I guess we're kind of middle aged. I'm past middle age. That sucks. But yeah, I'm over that part. That sucks.
You're over the hill.
Not over the hill. That's 50.
Oh,
or no, is
wow.
that 40?
40
What do they
is the
say
new
for
You
over
50.
the
stand on
hill?
top of the hill when you want to stand on top
That's
of the hill.
true.
It's
True.
up to you.
I know. Look at you.
Just go roll down the hill.
It's up to you.
She's like no one can see that, but she's all being like gangster.
Jennison. What?
Jennison
Yeah.
gangster.
Right.
Nice. Yes, anxiety is just, it makes no sense.
Yeah. It's
At the
not
end of the day.
logical.
Like yesterday, my wife was out of town for a conference for adoptive moms, which is amazing that she got to go. But my daughter was having some issues and called me and was ranting on the phone to me. And she was at my brother and sister-in-law's house. And so I thought the world was falling apart because she hung up on me.
Mm.
So I'm calling all the family members that are over there, trying to get a hold of someone. Finally get a hold of my father-in-law. And I'm like, is Miracle okay? She hung up on me. I'm just not sure what's going on over there. Do I need to come get her? And he's like, I didn't realize anything was going on. It's like, oh, okay. And then I hung up with him, and finally people started texting me back, and everybody's like, Miracle's just fine. We'll bring her home in a little bit. It's like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
So in my head, I had worked up this whole situation. Things are going batshit crazy over there. I got to go intervene. And there was really
but you
nothing.
have reason to think that way.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not
I do.
illogical. Is that a word? Illogical.
Illogical.
I think so.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's a word.
illogical for you to think that there could be something going on.
Yes. Fair.
I think that's a fair thing to be a little anxious about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I used to get nervous when Brian would drive Bryson in the car because I was worried that they were going to get in an accident.
Ooh.
Like, and that was like a thing. Like maybe I should just go so I can drive them. No, like he's a grown man and
Right.
he's a good driver.
Yeah.
Like
He's okay.
he's a good dad and he's going to protect the kid.
Yeah.
Seriously.
But it was irrational.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that mental health. And what do you think happened? And this was mid-college, but that set that off.
I shouldn't have been in college.
Right.
obviously I'm in a profession where I think trades are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And more people should go into
That's right.
trades because that's where the money is. And
It's
that's
true.
what we need.
Yeah.
I should have been one of the kids that didn't go to college.
Okay.
And my parents will say that all day too. Like she just shouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
But that was the thing you did then.
Well,
Like
it's
so
in
true.
Early
Even
2000s, everybody goes to college. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And like I didn't go to classes all the time. And like I wasn't good at school. I have ADHD. Turns out it's not ADD anymore. Everybody has ADHD, I found out, but there's different types.
Okay. Just
We
like
can-
autism.
We can circle back to that if you
So there's a
Yeah.
to my new
spectrum.
knowledge.
yeah.
But it was not good for me.
Okay.
What I would have done without going to college, I don't have a clue.
Did you have anxiety before the college experience, or something there triggered it and you're like, holy crap?
I mean, like I had anxiety before then,
Yeah.
yes. And I'm sure that it goes hand in hand with the ADD.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, you see the two of those things linked together all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have a little picture of my home life.
Mm-hmm.
I was really bad at math. So sometimes my dad and I would get in fights over math homework.
Oh, I hate math.
So bad.
And like my sister and I fought when I was at home. But once I went to college, like best friends instant.
Yeah.
Like,
That's so cool.
yeah.
I think that's common.
Oh, yeah. Like once you're out of each other's faces all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I
Gives me
never
hope for
had-
my kids.
Yeah, like I never had a fear of being left alone. Like I just didn't have any reason to be anxious,
Sure.
which is part of the reason why I never said anything.
Doesn't
Yeah.
that suck though? Like you had a good home life. You say you're blessed, and you're like, what am I being anxious about? Like everything's great. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you had your little ups and downs. We all do. It's life.
Right,
But it wasn't like you came from an abusive home
Right,
and you had
no.
all this baggage.
right. None of that.
Oh,
So, and like being not a constant failure, but obviously if I shouldn't be in college, I'm not getting great grades.
no.
And my parents are paying out the butt for Grand Valley.
Yeah.
And like I learned a lot of good life lessons
Yeah,
and I had
sure.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I don't think ever, I don't know. I just thought of that now. Maybe it was like a fear of just like showing my parents that I'm failing.
That you're
Mhm.
failing. Yeah.
Which if I would have been like, I'm done. My mom quit college not even a semester in. I don't think
Really?
she finished home.
Wow.
It wasn't for her. She
Yeah.
went to
Yeah.
the Air Force. She was good to go.
yeah.
They
Mhm.
would have been totally accepting of that. So I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it was not great. It was a horrible time. I don't feel a lot of guilt. That's not the right word.
Sure.
But my heart hurts that I put my parents through that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what family's for.
I know,
they stepped
but
in like
It still really sucks.
It does.
But I guarantee they give two shits about it.
But yeah,
like,
they're good now. Like,
I mean, yeah, going through the crap, I'm sure it was tough.
Right.
Yes.
I'm sure there was a lot of tears.
yeah,
Uh,
I wouldn't know. I was very drugged.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So how long did that last before you kind of got out of the funk and be kind of
I think it was like February to May, February
Really?
okay?
to June.
So it's kind of a blur.
Total blur.
Oh man,
I had a weighted blanket before they were cool. My
Oh.
parents spent tons of money on a weighted blanket for me. They did everything they could.
Aw.
So where my anxiety comes from, I don't have a clue.
yeah. But they say it's one of those things you need a triggering. A lot of it happens when you need a triggering moment, and it's like
Sounds like college may have been that.
Oh,
Or was it happening before college, too?
I mean, like school's just never great for me. So like
Yeah.
if I'm
but
in
you
school,
didn't have the big failure until you got to college. Then you're like,
Right.
holy
Yeah.
crap! Like,
and I don't think it was a whole huge failure because
No.
Grand Valley let me stay. So like
Right.
if you're that
Well, you
bad,
were
they ask you to
passing.
leave.
yeah, clearly we're passing. So, but not probably doing what you
No.
expected or wanted
Right.
to do.
So yeah, I don't know where it came from. It's at bay at the most part right now. I'm still medicated. So
Yeah, all three
It's
of
all
us
right.
are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we're good.
so that brings us to now.
Yeah.
You had I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I can edit it out, but you had reached out to us about therapy.
Yes.
And a couple of people have, and because like we say on Threads, we peer pressure people go to therapy in a loving way.
yeah, no, and I think you guys are right. Everybody should go to therapy.
Yeah, we always use the hashtag healthy people should go to therapy. Just because you don't have baggage or whatever, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to therapy.
Right.
So we'll talk about that a little bit on the live stream, but no one knows what that is. But I'm wondering if I should ask it now, but I'm just going to ask it because that's where we're going. So how has that been going? Have you found somebody or?
So I have your email and it's tucked away. I need to call. My kids are number one. Jason walked into Ervines one day and I knew he was coming in and I had gotten a pretty crappy phone call about my kid. I mean, my daughter is having a hard time, as is my son. So, and I asked them if I could talk about this. I don't know how much they understand, but they said I could tell you that Bryson was diagnosed with ADHD. Hayden's going back for some more testing. It was not necessarily inconclusive, but she didn't answer some questions because she was being her sweet little self.
Right.
And so she doesn't want to deal with people that she doesn't know.
Okay.
And
it's
so,
fair.
Yeah.
That's
So
hard.
she knows the doctor now. We've seen her a couple times. So she has a relationship with her. She's just going to test Hayden herself. But I had gotten a bad phone call. Hayden just had a horrible day at school. And I was just crying at work. Work is a very safe place.
Right.
We were talking on the other podcast about how we're a team. We're a family. Like, it's just okay to be upset.
Yeah.
And I don't think either my mom or dad were there that day.
No, I don't think you were there. Like it was like busy and it was towards the end of the day.
Bruce was there. So I probably walked out to him and like was crying because he's like, I always call him the brother I never wanted. Because he's been with us for 11 or 12 years at Ervines. So we go on camping and like we do everything together.
Yeah.
It's fine. But Jason walks in the door and I'm trying to hold myself together. And I saw it was him, and I just let that shit go. I was sobbing. He's like, "Do you want a hug?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, he probably had snot on him. I ugly cried. And I don't know if I had seen you one time before then.
I don't know. Like, we had started to build a relationship, but it wasn't like as close.
Oh, I was like, I know this guy, and it's out. I'm done.
Yeah. I was glad I was there. So I'm like, that's cool, man. Just come here. Like, just let it go.
Yeah.
And then you can,
I let
get
it go.
out. And
So the kids are getting their testing and stuff done. I need to make an appointment for me. But right now, like, my main focus, since I'm feeling relatively well, is just getting them through what we need to get through.
Right.
Sure.
And then there's me.
Well, I will challenge you on the other end. Like,
I knew you would.
if you're not going to be if you can't be the rock star that you want to be, it can trickle down. And you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not anything I'm telling you, but
it's just like on the airplane. Like they always say, in an emergency situation, put your mask on first and then help the other people.
And we're not lecturing you. We're just
listen. I have been taking my Lexapro for like 3 weeks without missing one. So
awesome.
I know.
Props to you.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just we want to see you succeed. Not that you're not succeeding, but therapy is just amazing. Like even if you're not going there for a goal, like even just to spill, like how we're talking now, and you're just like whatever. And I know it's tough. It's tough to take that first step, especially you've had some, the inpatient is kind of way different than what
totally different.
Yeah. And it's just like you're kind of there because you have to be there. And then now you're like, I don't like you. You're kind of an idiot. I'm going to go try someone else until you find that person.
I know it's great.
I know.
It was just...
Yeah, I wasn't going to let it slide, though.
I know. I knew you wouldn't. I knew I would have to call tomorrow.
Nice.
We don't have to call tomorrow.
There's your homework.
I just got to check in, Yeah. So one of the things that we really like about Threads is we've had some other people reach out, people that we don't even know. Someone from New Jersey that listened to our show.
Yeah.
We're like, not that it wasn't exciting for you, but it's just like we have a relationship. But this person, like, we didn't even know who
they had no idea they were out there.
No. They're just like, hey.
Changing lives.
Yeah. It's changing
crazy.
lives one person at a time.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Even though we're super screwed up.
It's all right.
That's how we do it.
On my way here, I just said a little prayer that maybe I would say one thing that somebody was like, okay, cool.
I can connect with her.
Yes.
Like that's the reason we do the podcast.
Or maybe I'm not total garbage, or I'm like garbage like Megan. It's cool.
So one thought that I had as I was listening to you two talk about growing up 2 doors down, were you aware or did you have any idea that things were so rough in the Thierry household?
Not a clue. Not a clue. Like I said, Nicole was always wild with us.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. I have one sort of memory of Jason, and it was a black Spree.
Yep.
Black.
Honda
Really?
Spree.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Dang, that's a pull. That's good.
But that's it. Like you.
Oh, let me rephrase. Excuse me. A Honda Elite.
Sorry, not a Spree.
sprees were a little lower than the elite. Those were $600. I saved and paid cash for $800 for that thing.
That's a solid achievement.
I
for a
always
kid.
wanted
paper
one
route.
of those.
That's
As
crazy.
soon as I turned 15, because like I think in the state of Michigan it might be different now. At 15, you can get a moped license, and I'm like, I need this for my paper route because it made it so much faster.
Wait, you had a paper route?
For almost 5 years.
So did I. Another
you
thing
guys
in
have talked about
common.
this before.
Have we?
Yes, I
We
folded
forget
laundry
about
talking
things.
about it.
Yeah, we're like 65 episodes in, so we may have. I forgot where we were going.
We were talking about just the fact
So-
that
Oh, so you had
You're-
a small memory of me.
Of you, and
Yeah.
I knew Megan a little bit because she was a little bit younger, and then I knew Nicole. But,
Yeah.
and we also went to different schools.
yeah.
And also a way in Jenison that you know people is church, and we went to different churches. We were the Lutherans, so yes.
Do you even go to heaven?
Gas. I listen. Yes, and with a beer in our hand. Okay.
Did you just say, do you even go to heaven?
This is the funny thing. So there were Christian Reformed people on all sides of us.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, we would get home from church. Dad mows the lawn. He's having a beer. Ashley and I are outside playing. All the
And it's
Christian
like-
Reformed kids are looking in their window.
Yeah.
Not you guys, because you guys were far enough down in their fences.
Yeah.
But like right
Well,
next.
we were inside too.
Well, oh yeah, I know you
Yeah.
were good Christians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys were doing it the right way.
That's right.
But like there would just be kids in windows like watching us play.
That's hilarious.
Man, you Lutherans.
Crazy.
It's so different now, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
totally.
have friends who are Christian Reformed, and they're like, "Let's go out for dinner and have some drinks on a Sunday night."
Yeah.
Yes, let's do
yeah,
it.
but I mean, it's
Right.
like it's so different now than it was. I mean, I remember my dad did not mow the lawn on Sunday. Like,
No.
it did not. Now we could go outside. We swam in the pool, but that was in the back.
Well, yeah.
You
Well,
know.
if you drink in the backyard, it's okay, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, even back then, if you wanted booze on Sunday, you had to go into Kent County to get it.
Yeah.
You had to go to Granville.
Sure did.
You couldn't get it in Jenison.
But to answer your question, no. And
Yeah.
I actually told Jason this a while ago. I am confident that if my parents would have known
Yeah.
what was happening,
Yeah.
something would have happened. Not maybe not my parents confronting, but a phone call.
Yeah.
Something.
And Jason said in the 80s, and I said yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are more people now than that would say something than back in the day. But man, it was tough. Like it was.
You don't think if more people knew you got kicked in the kitchen, that like kicked in the stomach in the kitchen,
Yeah.
that people wouldn't have called?
I don't know. I just think honestly, I think that was not normal. I shouldn't say normal, but there's a lot
that
of
wasn't
physical
normal.
punishment back in the 80s and the 70s and the 60s and the 50s.
But not to that
I understand
extent.
that.
No, I get it, but you
From
got
a child who was never spanked.
right. Never spanked.
Really? Wow.
Wow.
Were you just an angel child or something?
No.
No, her parents are angels.
But I firmly believe that if people would have known in our neighborhood, we have a very loving neighborhood. A lot of people are still there. I know in
Honestly,
our row.
Honestly, your neighbor should have known and probably did.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Wow.
makes me
Yours
sad.
one, your neighbor towards.
Yeah. towards
Yeah.
your house.
I can't believe they didn't.
Well, because they were with you guys for everything.
Yeah. We were pretty close. So it's like, but it is what it is. This
Sad.
isn't my episode.
Well, you share a connection.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
a thread in common.
I always.
Well, and
yeah.
I also want you to know that not everybody knew. 'Cause
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
would
Well,
have-
I'm sure they did.
They would have. Somebody would have helped you.
I don't know, man. I still don't believe it. It's cool though. Like I get
CPS
it.
is a 1-800 number.
Yeah.
Somebody would have called.
But it was so
Was there
di-
CPS in the 80s?
Yeah, there
I'm
was,
sure there
but
was.
not the level. Like I'm saying, like it's so like
Right.
I think the internet has brought demons and disgusting people together, but it's also brought so many cool people
Right.
together, and everyone's like, "This is not right. This is
This is not okay.
yeah." I mean, it's
Mhm.
sometimes it goes to the extreme. The schools are a little hyper
Mm-hmm.
sensitive about stuff, but for instance, and this is just kind of funny, and maybe I brought it up in the podcast before, but yeah, you'll tell me. I had shaved my beard last year, and then
So
Callie
bad.
kept going to school, and he's autistic, so he's just a blunt kid. Like when you're autistic, you're all logical. Everything's logical, and if it's not logical, it's messed up. Everything's black and white. And he's like, "Yeah, I got a new daddy." And he was saying that at school. I'm like, "Man, you can't say that at school."
Oh,
Like,
man.
dang, they're gonna think that like mom's like got a side piece or something. Like, what the heck? But just it's just I don't know. I just think that it just didn't get talked about in the 80s. And so
I don't remember a lot of the 80s,
Yeah.
so.
yeah, I don't either. That's one thing.
Were you a child of the 80s?
I was born in 83.
Okay, so you're a year older than me.
Okay.
Us old folks over here.
Seriously, man. I'm the one with hearing aids.
Yeah. I think your hearing aids and your nose thing, I think that's all related. I think Ben has a septum issue. I think
I was going to say, do you have a deviated septum?
I think he does.
I don't know.
You should get that checked. They can do surgery, and then
Yeah.
you won't have to use the nose breathe thing.
I'm serious.
The blocker of shame. Whatever you call it.
A pop filter,
The
it's
technical
so
term
fancy.
is a pop filter.
a blocker of shame.
So let's quick jump in and then we can wrap up let's talk about faith a little bit. We've talked about family and mental health. And I know you're, I don't know what church you go to, but I see your posts on Facebook. So clearly you're involved in your church. What is the church you go to now?
So for a long time, we were members.
Or do you not want to tell
Well,
us?
no, it's totally fine. We went to Valley Church in Allendale. Super small.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's an awesome church.
Great
Awesome
people there.
Some of the best, most authentic people.
CRC church?
Nope.
No.
United Methodist.
Yes.
Oh, gee. It's like Ben.
Other
Ben's
end.
been a Baptist. Have you been a Lutheran?
No.
No, he
okay.
would
Lutheran?
never.
No.
Never.
Never.
Bunch of pearls. No, and it's just an amazing place, but it's very small.
Okay.
And as I said before, my kids are not typical.
Yeah.
What do we call this? I don't know now. Like they're not normal learners.
Yes.
Well,
Atypical. I don't know.
And when you go to a really small church, the kids leader in the past, I love everybody there.
Yeah, it's just
So
tough.
when you hear this, if any of you hear this, I love you all. It
Yeah.
has nothing about you. It's all the kids.
Pastor Matt's amazing. Just got to throw that out there.
Yes, he is the best. There is a ministry at the church called What Would Jesus Brew?
Yes.
And people-
It's so I want to go.
And they brew their do it.
I should.
No, anybody can go.
I'm there. The only reason I know them so well is they bought a copier from me. So
Damn printer sales, bringing people together.
Matt's great. Yes,
He's awesome.
Everybody's so wonderful. But the kids ministry is growing.
Okay.
The entire church is growing. It's just not big.
Yeah.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
And it's just not the place for my kids right now.
Right.
And I want church to be a place they look forward to going. Maybe not look forward to, but are like happy to be there once they
Yeah.
get
They
there.
have their own little community.
Right.
Yeah.
you're on
and-
their website.
Am I?
I'm
How long
just
ago
looking
did
at
you
it.
stop going there?
Like 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
dang.
It's new.
Oh.
And you can say that at church. And I went to Valley hungover in yoga pants.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Yep, there's me. Look at I'm so happy to see people. And that's Sheree and her husband Nate. Sheree runs the kids ministry.
Okay, so-
She's fantastic.
So it's
Yes.
a little fresh.
It's, you know what? But it's okay because I talked to them.
I know, but it's still
I
tough
sent
breaking
the
up with your
pastors
church.
an email and I said, this is why I'm not coming. And I talked to Shreya regularly. And she's actually a really good source of support for me
Okay.
with the ADD thing. But it's just not the place for us right now.
Yeah.
So,
That's
I get
fair.
it.
That's
Yeah,
totally fair.
And I was very honest with them. And I wasn't going to stop going to church because my kids aren't thriving somewhere. So we
Yes.
tried Chapel Point. Not exactly a United Methodist church. But I like the music, which
Sure.
gets me. So that's great.
yeah.
And the messages have all punched me in the gut. So that's always
You know
like
you're in a good
thing.
spot.
So
when that
you went.
happens.
So the church you tried is a Methodist too.
No, what is Chapel Point?
I
Like a Bible church? Like
thought it
Where
was
is it?
reformed.
on Baldwin,
Okay.
across from the water towers?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like right by Daybreak.
Oh.
Yeah, like across from Daybreak, kind of. So we just kind of went
Wait,
there.
I know where that. Didn't they just do a bunch of construction there?
Yeah, yep.
I know where it's at.
So one of my friends works there and works with the kid stuff. And I said, hey, Kristen, like, what do you have for me?
Yeah.
Like, I need help. And she's like, well, we have sensory rooms. We have people trained. And like my kid, one has ADHD. One almost definitely has
Yeah,
ADHD, but we
something.
don't know yet. And they have people trained for that.
Okay.
And you don't get that when you go to a small church
No.
because it's a small church.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do, what Brian and I are trying to do, is foster a love for going to church and for Jesus,
Yeah.
and to do that as a family, but in a place that my kids can thrive to.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not that kid.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
And in that Valley, sometimes they were
Yeah.
that kid.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because not every day is a good day.
No.
And if you're going to act out, do it in front of people that love you.
Yeah.
Right.
But when it's so small and things are run by volunteers,
Yeah.
like it takes a
I
away
totally
from
get
other
it.
kids too.
It does.
So I love Valley. Right now we're trying Chapel Point, just dabbling in it a little bit.
Sure.
And we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So
I would definitely like throw out where we go Alive. I can see where you say Alive is not small. We've branched out to Granville, and now there's Jenison and Granville one. But their youth ministry is different because I feel like there's a lot of college kids there or older people.
okay.
Like Avery won't go to a live youth group. She goes to Evergreens, where we went to church for a long time. So, and then I can kind of empathize with you with, not having the correct staff to help, because Sully being autistic. No, he's way better now, but he doesn't even actually go back. He sits in church with us, and that's not because of lives. He's chosen to do that. He doesn't like it, but it is tough to worry about your kid that might have an issue while you're trying to,
Right. Oh, and it was in
hard.
the back of my mind constantly.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I felt guilty that like maybe my kids were taking up too much time needing redirection. Redirection is huge in our life.
Yeah.
It is constant for me.
Yeah.
Brian has to remind me to do things all the time. There are lists and papers everywhere.
Yeah.
Bryson needs a lot of redirection, and Hayden just needs some coaxing.
Yeah.
So it stinks,
tough.
but it is what it is.
I feel bad that you're like, and I know it's a human reaction, but you're feeling guilty. Like,
I do.
Sucks.
I do, but it is the other kids there deserve to thrive too.
I know.
So like
Yes.
let's do what's best for all the kids.
But
And-
see, I say screw it. Like you should still be accommodating, and as long as like your kid's not screaming bloody murder.
And I want to be very clear, they were always very accommodating.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. It just they weren't looking forward to going.
No, but I want. Yeah, I don't mind. Like if he's acting a little like Sully's acting like a weirdo, like it's cool. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Totally.
But I mean, if he was like, of course, acting out and screaming, I would feel guilty and be like, okay,
sure.
we got to scoop
For
you out of
sure.
here. But
Hayden has a tendency to like flip chairs sometimes.
okay.
Maybe to get out of doing
Yeah. I mean,
what she doesn't want to be doing. She's very smart.
Yeah.
It's a problem that she's so smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like I just was always on edge waiting.
Yeah.
To,
I can
like,
see
get a
flipping a
text
chair
message.
is, hey, we need
Not
to
with somebody in it, but it's like,
Well,
I'm
right.
done here.
Well, still.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Well,
So-
hey, Jesus flipped tables in the temple, so there's that.
Nice thread.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
Okay.
We'll see what's happening.
Well, I
It's-
hear you.
yeah.
That's good.
And it felt better to me to be very honest with people at Valley.
Yes.
Like just ghosting out of there.
It's
When
Yeah, that's
well,
not
and
the
when
right
it's a
way.
small church, you can't do that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that would have made me feel really guilty.
For sure.
I mean, you're on the website, so you're obviously were involved in the church. I mean, it's not just random
I
that
loved
you were
it.
greeting people
Yeah.
when they come in.
Well,
Did
and
you know
I-
the hairstylist lady?
Yeah, Crystal, she's my girl.
I love Crystal.
You gotta get your hair cut at Crystal.
I
Get
know.
crystallized, everybody.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite
We
people
need to-
in the
she-
entire world.
I got to know her through my job I had for like a year and a half at a nonprofit. I worked with her
Okay.
son.
Okay, you worked with Austin?
Mhm.
Austin.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, wait, which? What? Huh?
Dutch bingo.
I know, it's
Dutch
crazy.
bingo.
I'm not Dutch.
Well, I know. I'm not Dutch either.
but it's just the game we play.
Yeah, we play it. We call
You
it Dutch.
know this person and that person
Yeah.
knows this person, and
Yeah.
it's
Crystal,
fun.
Crystal's my person. Like, I just let it go.
Yeah.
So if there was one thing that you could give to people, like your biggest life lesson or whatever, as we kind of wrap up, not that you're, you almost, you say that to people that you feel like that are leaders and whatever, but you're kind of leader at Ervines. You kind of, I feel like you kind of are the glue that hold people together. I mean, everyone's there as a team, but
Right.
what closing comment would you just like to tell somebody? Or if you could tell, what's that interview question you did? The grand.
If your great grandkids 60 years from now are tuning into this show,
Perfect question.
what would you like them to hear from you?
I love you.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's so good. I'm going to be such a good grandma. You know what? Just be nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice.
Yeah.
Being nice changes the world.
Yeah.
It does. In small ways and big ways.
Yes, like
It has ripple
just be
effects.
nice.
Yeah. And just always thinking that other people are going through some ass. So don't always judge right away.
And I don't think I was selfish before, like I went through my shit.
Yeah.
Like I'm volunteering is my life.
Yeah.
Like I volunteer at the school all the time because that's what fills me up.
Yeah. Fills your bucket.
Yeah, it fills my bucket so I can go to work.
Right.
Yes.
And then they can all empty my bucket.
The customers.
No, everybody at work
It's
is
gonna
great,
be $6,000.
but it's totally different.
Yeah.
And I always did volunteer stuff. And I think that's just because I wanted to show people I love them if I don't know them.
You all right over there?
I'm great.
I saw you messing around. I'm like, that's going to end poorly.
I had to I don't know, I moved my hand and it caught the cord.
It's all right.
So be
You know,
nice.
Be nice.
Be nice.
And I know that like Ellen says, like, be nice to each other. 100%.
Yeah.
Because being nice to people, smiling at the grocery store.
Smiling is
Yes.
huge.
When I lived in Indy, nobody smiled.
Hmm.
And
Really?
Indy's like a nice place, but like I would smile walking in and out of stores, and like it's not as normal there.
Yeah.
So
People say that about Grand Rapids and like, because I mean, Indy would be considered the Midwest, but people come when we do rideshare driving, we pick people up at the airport and they're like, man, everyone's so freaking friendly here. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just normal. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, do I smile to everybody? But no, sometimes.
sometimes you're not in the mood to smile, but like being kind.
Especially when they ask for an aux cord.
That's right.
Oh,
It's a long story.
don't do that.
I know. You're going to get a 1-star.
Just don't give me a 1-star. But I just think being nice tops a whole bunch of stuff.
It really does.
Like I walked a lady to her car because she had crutches and she was pushing a grocery cart full of cupcakes. Like she just had some cupcakes and we just started talking and it was a nice part of my day.
Yeah.
I was nice, but then like we had a nice conversation.
Yeah.
You both benefited out of that.
We did.
Absolutely.
And turns out they have 2 hybrids. So like that was an additional benefit. And I did hand her a business
Megan
card.
always hustling.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
I said to my husband. I was like, what is it like to have a job you just are done with?
Right. Just
But be nice to people.
okay.
That's really
fair
good.
It's-
I like it.
Well, thank you for joining us. And if you listen to, I don't know when this is coming out, but Megan's going to be on Thread. So we're doing like power podcasting night. We'll have three times that she's been on the show. So thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
We'll
having me.
See ya.